Fam, what is up? Lillian Frances here. I'm a music producer and an alumna of BeatLab Academy, circa 2015. Today I'm filling in for Yuta to show you guys some sound design techniques using PitchLoop89, which is a new effect in Ableton Live 11. This is one of my favorite new effects. It's really cool for sound design. It is a pitch shifting delay and also functions as a sampler, so there's a ton of fun to be had just messing around. The way I like doing sound design is just beep boop boop, beep beep boop, do do do, mixing stuff around, seeing what happens, just being really experimental, and then doing that until I run into something cool, and then plucking that. So I typically don't sound design with like this in mind or this in mind. It's just like do do do, have fun, and then see what happens. I like my music to make itself for me, which is why PitchLoop89 comes in handy, because it will just create awesome stuff, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll take it. So first we're gonna look into this project I have going on. We're gonna look into 89, see what the deal ski is, what all the little button knobs do. Okay, let's dive in. Okay, welcome to my little Proj here. Okay, fun vibes. So I got this drum here. I got a bass. And this little vocal synth. So this guy looks like a vocal sample. Let's see what it started as. Cool. All right, so I took that little vocal sample and then just created a simpler instrument out of it. I also added this auto pan guy right here called Saw Shaper, which is essentially just a saw LFO bouncing the notes. Here's what it sounds like without. And with. Just way bouncier. All right, let's throw a pitch loop on this little synth guy here. So what pitch loop does is it delays our signal and then allows us a million different ways to shape this delayed signal and play with it as a sample. First off, we have these bandwidth buttons on the left here, and these guys determine the playback sample rate. You'll see that as we switch up this bandwidth, it'll just impose a different character upon the sound. It also creates cool octave jumps as we switch around. And these are just sweet sonic artifacts. So yeah, you can get some cool sound just switching between them. All right, we have two channels. We have a left delay channel and a right delay channel that you can link with this little V button here or unlink here. If it's linked, anything you set on the left channel will impact the right channel, but not vice versa. We have this hold button here to freeze the audio that's coming through. We can use this position knob to change what's being looped, as well as this random knob to shuffle the position start, and then segment to change the width of the sample that's being looped. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, sound design already. Woo! We can hit this back button right here, which will reverse our sample. And then this short button is better for like short rhythmic delays by creating a really small delay. We can pitch shift the sample with this pitch knob here. We have two different ways of modulating our position right here. We have the LFO section here and the random. Random will just modulate the slice position randomly. Small values will create more of like a smear, and larger values are more for like granular effects. Next, we have our LFO, our low frequency oscillator, and this is going to move the position back and forth as set by our rate, our depth, and our waveform. We got sine, triangle, square, ramp, back, random, and move. In case you're not familiar, an LFO is a low frequency oscillator, and it is just that. It is a low frequency oscillator. So it's basically a little waveform that goes up and down, and instead of making noise, it is just assigned to a parameter that moves that parameter. So you could have like a sine wave, right, or a saw, or a square, or random. And these are sweet, sweet ways to modulate parameters, in this case, the position. Rate is measured in hertz, i.e. how many wave cycles occur in 1 second. So at 1 hertz, we have 1 full wave cycle in 1 second. At 10 hertz, we have 10 full cycles in 1 second. And then depth is how much this LFO is applied to the signal. So we have another LFO here, and that's for pitch, this vibrato button, and this will wobble our pitch up and down depending on our semitone range that we set for it, and also the speed that we set in hertz. It's wobbling up and down. Go bonkers. We also have a filter over here, low cut and high cut, so we can make a band pass. Or do whatever we want with that. We also have this feedback knob over here, and this will send our pitch shifted signal back to the start, where it will get reprocessed by the left and the right channel, or both. So with left right on, the left channel will be fed back into the left channel, and the right channel will be fed back into the right channel. With sum on, the sum of both the left and the right channels will be fed back through both the left and the right channels. And then cross will take the output from the left channel and send it through the right, and the right and send it through the left. You can build some really cool, complex pitch shift feedback cascades. Starting to sound a lot like grain delay. All right, now that we've checked out PitchLoop89 and seen what the controls do, let's just get into some fun sound design. My favorite way to make new sounds in my project is to take old sounds and make new sounds out of them, and PitchLoop is perfect for this. So first things first, I'm just going to create a new track that I can resample my audio into. So if we just go to the input, I will choose it to resampling. You can also choose it to this like synth track here, but I choose to use resampling and then just solo the track that I want to hear, because when you have like 80 tracks happening, looking through a list of like, which one do I want to resample, takes forever and is annoying. So out of habit and ease, I do resample. And I'm going to make sure my dry wet knob is at 100 because I really only want to hear the wet audio. I'm going to arm my track, and then I'm just going to start recording into arrangement. And as I record, I'm just going to mess around with PitchLoop89 and see what happens. I'm looking for cool rhythmic sounds that I like, cool textures. Let's see how we can layer this up and maybe create another section. Okay. Wowee. Okay, there we have it, folks. I'm just going to drag this end out and make a little Command E cut right there, just so I can make sure that as I drag it, it all lines up properly. Dope. All right, so I just did that for 5 minutes. So now I'm going to listen through and see what I like. I'm just going to select everything that sparks joy or I think is interesting, split it off, and recolor it. Okay, wowee. All right, gonna make a new track for synth samples and pull them down. All right, so now I just have this sweet little library of cool samples to work with. So you can see we have like a ton of really different samples. Like these like kind of very rhythmic, like loopy ones, and then these like swoopy pads. I can do a ton of different things with this. I can loop them, so I can chop them up further. I can throw them into simpler and create another instrument out of them. I could consolidate all of these guys, and then actually that might be a fun idea. Consolidating this and then slicing it to a new MIDI track. Okay, getting lots of ideas. I think some of these could turn into some really cool loops, so I'm just gonna play around for a little bit. Holy balls. So let's listen to this all together, see what we came up with today. So that was just a little mess around here, but we have an arsenal of other sounds that we can work with here. So we can continue to play with our sound design, making different loops, chopping stuff up, warping it, stretching it, reversing it, repitching it, throw it into a simpler, make a new instrument, slice to new MIDI to create some drum pads and just play around. So you never know what you're going to get with Pitchloop, but you are guaranteed to come up with some weird interesting sounds, and that's the whole fun of sound design. I hope you guys learned something new with this YouTube video. Subscribe to the BeatLab Academy if you're not already. Literally my favorite YouTube channel out there. I love all of Yuta's tutorials. You can check out more of my stuff on Spotify at Lillian Frances. I'm also on Instagram at Lillian Frances, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Lillian Frances. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, a peace out, and a oh yeah down in the comment section. Bye guys.